Two, one. Okay, we are live. Third episode of the TBO live podcast, and we have a special guest today. Let's go introduce her. And Megan, what is up? Oh yes, I'm definitely glad to have you on tonight. We had a little technical difficulties last time around, but we're trying to get this thing right. So please bear with us to get these bumps out of the road and you know move on forward with this thing. So Megan, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the outdoors? Hmm. Oh man, that's just that is, you hit the nail on the head, and I'm going to tell you something that's interesting that you pointed out is that you talk about you're viewing the outdoor experience through the lens of a female. You went from okay, I grew up, my grandfather took me out and hunting. It's like, and that was in the lens of a male. And this is a male-dominated sport. And I touched on this with Megan Galicchio. Um, Same thing. Grew up, guys. This is a male-driven sport, and she's just one of the gals. And like, all right, how do I fit in? You like, okay, this is my own journey. How do I fit this into my lens? How, how is this gonna work out? And I think that's important for women who get into the outdoors, or who want to try it. You know, you hear most of the time that daddy did it or their brother did it. They're usually it's an older brother, and they just tag along. But no, going out and pursuing that journey on your own, that's just amazing. You don't hear that every day. Yeah, you don't see that every day. I'm gonna be honest with you. But you see a lot of the influencers, a lot in Florida. You see a lot in Florida. Um, the anglers. You can ask my cousin. I have a cousin who owns a couple tackle stores down there, and he was actually invited to the White House. His name's Bruce Roback, Billy Bones Bait and Tackle. I'm giving him a shout out. He's gonna love it. He's gonna love this. But yeah, he was invited to the White House to talk about the red tide, and then he got political. He got political, and I'm like, all right, that's it. But yeah, yeah, agreed. And you can see some of the competition, with the women on the space, even the men. Don't even say like listen. We all say we're on the same team and all that, but let's make it friendly competition because we are in a sport that is, and I even hate to say this, but it's attacked. Either way you look at it, I live in suburbia, New Jersey, Meadowlands. There's not many outdoorsmen, compared to what was 40, 50 years ago. We're a dying breed. Um, so it's really our mission to continue on the outdoors, that spirit. Whether it's hunting, fishing.
that we love. So we have to work together and fight the good fight.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. You just name dropped all those organizations. It's Trout's on some I even never even heard of. To be honest, we got Ducks Unlimited, Trout Unlimited. I mean, man, if you go have an unlimited amount of trout every time you went trout fishing, it's that'd be a good day.
Yeah, right? I know. I mean, but there's a purpose, right? And like the challenge of like actually landing a trout is what keeps us coming back, right? But we have those organizations that do the work to make sure the trout are there for us to fish.
You got to think in the end we are conservationists, and you do have people that sadly they want to kind of bend and break the rules, and it kind of gives us a bad look. And coming up in a couple of months, we probably got the best striper run in the country, and there's talks already. Usually in March they come out with those new regulations. So it's like, okay, what it is. Last year it was you get the slot fit. You catch one. It has to be like 30. It's like 28 to 38 inches or 34 inches, and then you have a slot fish. It's like 24 to 28, but you have to have that tag, and it's just like, it's a lot.
Yeah, it sounds it. Definitely. I remember I have never been striper fishing myself, but I have some friends who really, really love it. And I remember talking and listening to their disappointment about the new regulations. So hopefully that can get worked out. Because it's so, it's hard when we have a passion and then that passion gets kind of like minimized or boxed into something and we can't do everything we want to do. I mean, the regulations always make sense, they're usually science based, but it is hard, when our passions are limited.
Absolutely, yeah. No, you have to follow the rules, and to me, I go back when it comes to fishing. To I grew up fruit fishing, summer flounder, and limiting out was something that I was used to. Okay, that mean, and the limit used to be 8. So go home, dinner, like we used to make them like cutlets, and with the lemon, tartar sauce, cocktail sauce, mix it up. Oh my gosh! Oh. Now you're lucky to catch one keeper. You know, so we were spoiled back then, and now because people were maybe overfished. Yeah, so good old days.
Hopefully someday it'll rebound.
Yeah, well, last year I saw people were catching doormats, some real big ones like 10 plus pounders, and like Montauk looking fluke in New Jersey. But you know, it's still hard to catch a keeper, not like the old days. So, anyways, tell me a little bit about your hunting experience. Like, what's been going on? Like, the style of hunting you do. Either as a tree stand or going in a blind.
Sure. For whitetail hunting, I kind of dabble in all of it. So I do archery hunting, and I do muzzleloader, and I do rifle, and it's depending on the season and the situation, the setup sort of varies. So in early archery, it's still really nice and warm, and it's usually either from a metal ladder stand or from a blind, depending on where I'm at or what I'm, day. If
touched on snacks. Um, what's your go-to snack in the woods? That's what I want to know because I've heard it all from Twinkies to sandwiches to, you're gonna to even snack bars. You don't want to, the trick is you don't want to have like loud crunchy plastic. You want to do maybe like a Ziploc bag. And
Yeah, that's the trickiest part. Like, I know a lot of people are loyal to the Little Debbie's. What I really am loyal to are those darn Welch's fruit snacks, like especially in the cherry berry flavor. Like, and they're super quiet, and but like they're so good. There's enough sugar to like give you a little like boost, but they have the crunchy wrappers, so you kind of reach after them. And because I'm a mom, I've usually got Welch's fruit snacks on hand. But yeah, that is like my go-to. I know a lot of people like jerky, and like I like it too because it's like healthy, and like your body's not gonna feel nerve blast because it has no sugar. But I just really like those fruit snacks.
yeah,
What's your go-to?
man, I used to do fasting. So I used to sometimes if I did all day sit fast. But I think the last so we have 6 Day Firearm in New Jersey, and this 6 Day Firearm I saw the guy actually set up my bow, Dino Garden State Bow and Reel, and he'll post the picture with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I had like a leftover French toast bagel, and I just put a whole bunch of jelly and a whole bunch of peanut butter on the thing, and I'm sitting on a ridge, and there I am. I got my peanut butter jelly at like 8:30 in the morning, and I got my smoke pole here, and I was like, all right, you know. I'm not seeing anything. It's pretty rough, but you know what? I'm gonna enjoy this sandwich. And I'm getting all the stuff on my fingers, and it's all messy. I got stuff on my face. And,
Well, I mean, honestly, like a PB&J, like it's a classic. I don't. I mean, there's really nothing better. Like you just gotta enjoy it.
it's a go-to. It's you can't go wrong. I could probably have like two or three, but you got to stay focused because then you get kind of get like the sleepies if you eat too much.
Yeah,
So
that's part of the balance, right? Like you have to like have just enough, but not too much, because like you don't want to lose focus. You don't want to like miss your opportunity. Like it's hard.
now, what is your take on using like lures? I know in upstate New York you can't. There's no baiting allowed, but you got to do. You can use food plots. You can do, I believe, some scents and calls. So, what's your like go-to and during each time of the year?
Yeah, sure. So I believe in food plots. So my family property has had food plots, and it's a successful, at least for us, for my family, it's been a successful technique. I think it's really important though to have the mindset that it's something that you're always maintaining, and like not to get too um like lazy or like compliant, like to make sure that you're always kind of tweaking it, you're always improving it, you're doing the very best techniques that you can to optimize your food plot, because you can put a lot of work into it, but like if you're not doing the right work, you could be wasting your time. So food plots is big, at least when it's private property, of course. And then other times, sometimes this year I dabbled a little bit with the doe urine. I hadn't used that before, but I had a friend say, hey, try this out, and send me a bottle, and it was good. It was a good product. I think it definitely attracted. I didn't use it so much, but I also handed out some to some folks that I know, and like they used it and they had great success. So I think timing and just kind of implementation and experimenting with what you're doing is important. And then as far as like calls, I don't get into grunt calls a whole lot. The only time I really will use a call is if like the buck is coming through and like it doesn't look like they're going to give me a good shot, and like I want them to stop at a certain location, something like that. Like is like a to get attention kind of thing. Um but I know in other places and other areas like different things are legal. I think the biggest thing is hunting is so different based on what region you are at. And as long as you're following the law, like that's all that we can really ask, right? So like I would never shame anybody for doing something differently than I do. I just think as long as you're doing the right thing, like you live and you let live.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. Follow the law. Read your regulation. Read that guide. Uh, but my experience, you know, I like to use the rattlers during the pre-rut, and I'm talking about, and I don't know, I think I left them in one of my climbers. I can't find them. The last known picture I have is like late November, and these are like, I'm like upset right now because I just thinking about it. But the grunt tube for me in New Jersey has not worked that well. It means like, and they might peek back and they'll just keep walking. Like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, now I know where you are. But
Yeah, exactly.
the rattlers, when I use them, I've gotten a couple bucks curious. It's either a spike that will come in, like looking around. Okay, I'm ready to fight. You know, one of those underdog stories,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
spunky guy, or you get one of those big giants that come in, and I've gotten them close, but not close enough. Um,
Yeah.
with the rattler. Well, I actually, I'll take that back. I've had some success with the rattlers, um, but yeah, that's my go-to when it comes to the calls. I'll say rattlers pre-rut in the morning, every half hour, and then the grunt tube. Um, eh,
I haven't rattled much. I'll have to try that. I know I've heard from different people that good things with people, but I've just never tried it.
yeah, no. The rattlers I use, they're actually the thing I hate about them is that they're actually antlers and they're tied to like a string. So I'm going into the woods around my neck and I'm holding them with the bow, or I have my bow on my backpack.
Yeah.
All right, and sometimes like I'll get a little lazy and you hear the clanking, and I'm like, no, no, we can't have that happen.
Yeah. No good.
I've seen the bag. People use the bag, but the sound, or my buddies use the bag. It doesn't work for them. So I said you gotta get actual rattlers, and I know shed season's coming up, so a good idea, instead of collecting sheds and just putting them on the mantle. Like, listen to me, that's not your deer. You didn't get. He's still alive. Go make some rattlers. Go.
I love that idea. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out later. Then I'll have to learn shed sticks before I do it. It's okay.
So I think I've done shed hunting twice. Um, I think I've only gotten collected one shed in my life. But the key is to actually go to the beds. To get the buck bedding, you get the highest success rate. Um, and there's this theory, and I love this theory, and it's called. You probably heard of it. It's called the balloon theory.
I have not heard of that.
Yeah. So the the balloon theory. This is how it works, and it's about updraft, upwind. So wherever a dead balloon lands, is like that's how, like, I don't know if you know topography and stuff. That's where usually a buck will bed. So if you see one of those dead balloons, that's gonna be your rut stand. Put a stand maybe 50, 60 yards away from that, and that's gonna be a nice little area to hunt.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, the,
That is
the balloon
cool.
theory. You Google
Yeah,
it. Google it.
I will.
Yeah, I first heard about it. Uh, these Long Island guys, like Chris Onlybos, the Pursuit Live, they have a podcast. I appeared on it like a year and a half ago, and they were talking about the balloon theory. And then I saw a balloon in the woods. I was like, oh man, oh yeah. so, I see behind you, if you have that, funky looking fish, it kind of looks like a king salmon. I don't even know what to call it, but I don't know. I think you told me before it's like a Japanese whiskey or Japanese wine, like a sake.
No, but close. Sure. This is a splake.
A
So a
splake.
splake, yes, it's a hybrid between a lake trout and a brook trout, and it's a very big slate. They don't typically get quite this large. Um, if you know anything about like trout, like freshwater trout, like a brook trout is not doesn't get very big. A lake trout will get quite big. Like they can be big. This is an Adirondack slate, so this was caught in one of like the clear Adirondack waters with my grandpa's now. I inherited it. It's kind of like a unique little feature. But yeah, it's kind of special to me. This one caught in 2001, and slates are kind of neat because of being hybrids. They're not fertile, so they can't actually reproduce. So just kind of an interesting little feature. I love that thing.
That reminds me of the hybrid striped bass that I would catch in Lake Allatoona in Georgia. And the hybrid stripers are an actual pure striped bass uh, hybrid with the white bass and mix. And they kind of have like a football shape. If it's instead of stripers are like more elongated, and the white bass are more like they kind of almost look like almost like a sunny, but they're just white.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and they fight like sun. They're nasty. But the hybrids, they're the like the stripers, but it's like the broken chains. It's like
Oh, you know what? I think I've seen some of those. I think I've read about that. That sounds familiar.
yeah, no, you can only catch them. I've never seen them in like streams or rivers. Like they're like in lakes, but it's so funny. Like when you talk about trout, you talk about stripers, how they like freshwater. That's where they spawn, and then they go out to salt. They go into the bays, and then the trout, the rainbow trout, they go upstream and they turn into steelheads. The anamorphic. I don't know what that term is, but it's just so funny. Um,
Yeah.
like how like nature works.
It's fascinating, actually. Like, if you spend any time like reading about animals or like wildlife and like the changes they go through in their life cycle or the impact they have on other species, like you can really go down a rabbit hole. Like, it's super fascinating. One of the cool things about brook trout, not splake, but brook trout, is that they're an indicator species. So a lot of times, if there's water, and it has a healthy population of brook trout, but then that population starts to die off, that's an indicator that something is wrong with its water quality, and it's not a good omen for the future. So some more animals.
So basically, you're saying if the brook trout are like psychics,
Yeah, they're fortune tellers.
fortune
They know like
tellers.
what's gonna happen.
Wow, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go catch a brookie and get a reading. You know,
There you go. Yeah.
go. Oh man. Um, so you touched on muzzleloader, um, and you touched on rifle. Which one do you prefer if you had to choose?
I mean, that's hard because I like them both. I like them for different seasons. I probably prefer rifle, but I do love muzzleloader. But I have to, like, well, they both have their own challenges, right? But if I had to choose, I guess I'd say rifle.
Yeah, no. I'm in the state of New Jersey, and the only time you can hunt rifle is for varmint or or predators, and it's got to be 25 caliber or under, and then nighttime, right, coyote season, you use a 12 gauge shotgun. It's like it's different. But yeah, so you can use a 223, also known as you know AR-15 round for coyotes, which a lot of people don't know. Hey, AR-15 assault rifles, quote unquote, but no, you could actually hunt with it. Um, but muzzleloaders to me, that's like that was my dad's passion. That is, you know, that's if you ask me the time of the year, muzzleloader, when it's muzzleloader season, bow when it's bow season. What
Exactly.
so what kind of muzzleloader do you shoot?
I've got a CBA Wolf.
So a CVA Wolf, not many people notice, but it's CVA's entry level muzzleloader. But it's great if you're a smaller frame person, because their length of pull is and length of pull. I don't know if you're familiar with firearm terminology, but that's really for someone who has a shorter arm. Just think of like draw length.
Sure.
Just think about draw length. You you get a better position on your cheek instead of a longer length of pull. You wouldn't have that. So I don't know if that makes
I
sense.
believe that because I've gotten a little flack for my TBA, and honestly, I love that gun, and it feels comfortable for me. And when I have a firearm, that's the 100% is the indicator of whether I'm going to use it is because it feels comfortable. And I'm a really petite person, so that just feels good, and I can maneuver it, and it's been great for me. I've had it for I don't know, maybe 2, 3 years, something like that, and I have no complaints. Totally.
hmm Now, before we start our infamous close here with Alexa, 2 minute rapid fire, I want to
Okay.
add.
Firing phasers. Computer.
Okay, Alexa. um, but yeah, uh, what kind of release do you shoot? Have you, have you gone down the rabbit hole with the back tension, or have you, go old school? My dad used to do the hand. So what kind of, release are you using right now?
I guess you would call me old school. I don't know. It's a True Fire Edge, and it's a finger pull, and it's the only release that I have ever had, and I have had no reason to change it. It feels good. It's comfortable. It's frayed. Like I definitely need to upgrade it, but when I do buy a replacement, I'm buying the same thing. Like I like it, and I like that it's adjustable. Even though I'm petite, I've got really long fingers, so I have to adjust it to where it needs to be, and it's been great. I have no complaints. It's a reliable little device.
Yeah, no, I know I know that feeling with the long fingers. My hands are my my thumbs pretty hands. But yeah, the thing is, I had people say I posted a video, me doing FPV, and then a shot of me, actually close up of me shooting, and the guy was saying I was punching, so I was getting a pull on my shot. And just like you, I was using a True Fire release from '97 all the way to 2023. The same one, and
I believe it.
they last long. They're great, and I've had many success. But then I switched to a stand back tension, and it took a year to get to it. But that's and now I'm comfortable. I feel like it probably improved my shooting to about maybe 3 to 5% better. If that makes
Really?
once you master it, because you eliminate that error where you can pull, you get more in line.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right, let's start her up. We got 2 minutes. Here's the rules here for our rapid fire. We got 2 minutes. Questions are gonna come at you hot. Answer the first thing that comes to mind. Okay? There's no right or wrong answer. Just letting you know right now. So, all right, you ready to get heated?
Yeah.
All right, Alexa, set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Starting now.
Go. All right. Oh, I'm asking the questions. That's my fault. hunting or
Go ahead.
Hunting or fishing?
Hunting?
Oh, hunting. Deer or duck?
Hard. What?
Deer or duck?
Deer.
Deer. Pheasant or duck?
Pheasant.
Saltwater or freshwater?
Freshwater.
Boat or stream?
Stream.
Stream. Wow. Okay. Stand or blind?
Stand.
Stand. Drive or on the ground?
On the ground.
On the ground. Okay. Um, Snow hunting in the winter or early season bow?
Early season bow.
What bow do you shoot?
It's a Matthews fishing.
Matthew's Mission Craze. Okay. Um, what is your favorite war? Fishing war.
Oh, that's a great question. I really like the Kurt Rapala. They are so reliable and like inexpensive, and they work for a lot of people.
Okay. Hunting with family members or hunting by yourself?
Hunting by myself.
Surprise. Hiking or shooting?
Hiking.
Hiking. Okay. Um, Favorite outdoor activity that no one would guess?
Yoga outside.
Yoga outside. Gotta try that. You know, breath work.
Yeah, exactly. Connect with the earth.
Alexa, big, settle down now.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
All right, and then I have to. Oh, I have to. Sorry, Alexa, I gotta do this. Alexa, shut up. I feel so bad every time, but I just have to do it. She won't listen if I try to be nice. You touched on that last question. I'm really glad that you brought that up. Um, is that you said yoga outside, and I think grounding, the electrons out in the outdoors. I think that's a big reason why people love it. Like it's so like pleasurable. Like on the water for me, it's like there's not a better feeling. It's it's
Yeah.
it's
It's so healing, right? And like can you feel connected to yourself, to the people you're with, to the world around you. There's so much like and there's so much mental health benefits too from being outside, but physical benefits as well. So I totally understand and agree.
Yeah, no. So if you're new to the outdoors, and you're not into hunting or fishing, you're watching this podcast. Get outside barefoot. The weather's going to be breaking in a few weeks, hopefully, if not a few months. and get try some grounding. Enjoy the outdoors. But anyways, Megan, um, from Deer Association. Go. You have any links to any shout outs you want to do before we part?
I would just say, anybody who's not familiar with the National Deer Association should definitely check out our website, deerassociation.com. We've got a ton of really good information about deer, deer management, deer hunting, habitat management, and also the biggest thing is to get involved with either the NDA, Deer Association, or a different conservation organization that fits the hunting or the fishing that you really care about. Those conservation organizations are super important and they're always looking for volunteers. The NDA is always looking for volunteers. So if you're interested in volunteering, look me up on Instagram. I'm at Megan Fleet Postal and I would love to chat about opportunities to volunteer.
Yeah, we're gonna be posting some snippets, and I'm gonna be posting it on Instagram and on YouTube, and I'll be posting all her tags and outlines and whatnot. Go guys, go check out the Deer Association. Go check out Megan. Um, she's killing it in the outdoors. So, Meg, I really appreciate your time tonight. It's been awesome, and hopefully we cross paths again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, have a good night. Take care.